We thank you for joining us. We'll have those stories and more coming up, but we'll begin with a check of the forecast. It looks like it'll be partly cloudy for the first part of the day, with sunshine breaking through later on. But first, let's check in with Devin Biggs for a first look at that forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Quality Automotive and Brewer. Experience the Quality Automotive difference. Reliable service and expert care that you can depend on. Call us to schedule your next appointment, 922-2043. Alrighty, let's get into things this morning. Some returns on the radar of what looks like some rain. A lot of this hasn't been reaching the ground, but a few reports of some that has, which overall is some good news. We definitely could use any kind of rainfall that we can get, with a lot of us in severe drought. So, of course, any rainfall that can reach the ground definitely would be some good news. A new drought monitor will be coming out later on today. So let's zoom things out. This is courtesy of this system right here that is tracking off towards the north and east, and it will continue to do so today before high pressure continues to regain some control, and another front will be approaching later on. And overall, that will be a dry front that will be approaching. So futurecast, again, most of the moisture will stay away. We'll have more sunshine coming up. There is that dry front that will be approaching later on tonight and the parts of Friday morning. So your hourly forecast moving forward, once we get any rainfall potential out of here, we will be mostly cloudy with temperatures warming into the 70s later on. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Maine State Police say they were called in to assist with an incident in Skowhegan last night. Details are few at this hour, but a spokesperson confirmed Maine State Police tactical and crisis negotiation teams were assisting Skowhegan police with a barricaded subject. The incident occurred on Beach Street. Nearby residents were asked to evacuate while police tried to talk to the people inside of the home and get them to come outside. According to local social media posts, a group of young people eventually surrendered. It's still unclear what sparked the standoff, but police should release more information later on today. And a school board meeting in Lincoln last night took an unexpected turn as dozens of community members showed up to voice their upset over comments made by a teacher. The meeting was adjourned early after a disagreement turned physical. Our Callie Warren has the details.
That was the scene at Matanocook Academy in Lincoln Wednesday night, where what was supposed to be a school board meeting escalated and became heated. Last Friday, we brought you the story of outraged parents after a Matanocook Academy teacher allegedly shared their opinions on the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Administrators have confirmed to us that that teacher has been placed on administrative leave. Students say the teacher's comments made them uncomfortable.
He had said multiple other derogatory things, but had said basically that he didn't show remorse for Charlie Kirk's death. I don't think you should be talking about that at school, and I feel like he made a lot of kids feel unsafe, not like want to be here, uncomfortable.
Several parents and other community members showed up to voice their concerns at that meeting.
If one student says they're scared by a single teacher, that's enough reason to let that teacher go. No student should ever feel threatened or scared to be who they are around any teacher.
Multiple members of the community addressed school officials during a public comment session.
I've got 2 kids that live with me and another one on the way. I don't want them here. I'm homeschooling them both.
The board took multiple recesses during that public comment session due to individuals not cooperating with public comment policies, such as no yelling and no obscene language. The meeting adjourned early after a verbal altercation between a meeting participant and a school board member became physical. We do not know at this time whether charges have been filed. This is a developing story, and we will continue to bring you updates as we have them. In Lincoln, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Maine Secretary of State Shenna Bellows is pushing back after the U.S. Department of Justice filed a lawsuit against her and the state this week. The DOJ claims Maine is violating federal law by refusing to provide an unredacted voter list and information on how ineligible voters are removed. Bellows argues the request is an overreach of federal power and questions why Maine is being targeted.
Our neighbors in New Hampshire also rejected the Department of Justice's voter request. So it is strange, it is not normal that they are targeting just Maine and Oregon with these lawsuits. Why aren't they targeting New Hampshire or Pennsylvania, who have Republican secretaries of state who have said no?
Bellows maintains Maine has some of the best elections in the country. During today's Government Oversight Committee meeting, representatives raised concerns about the Department of Health and Human Services' handling of cases. The discussion stemmed from a June incident in Chelsea where a teenager in foster care allegedly stabbed and killed his foster parent and their son. Chelsea State Representative Michael Lehman presented the case to the committee, saying violent incidents involving children in state care happen far too often. He argued many of them, including the Chelsea case, could have been prevented if warning signs had been addressed.
I just want people to stop dying and that are within the system, or people killing other people. And I feel that and I've said this for 5 years on the Health and Human Services, the problem is within the department. I think certain people should be removed in the administrative area.
The committee is expected to vote on October 15th on whether to move forward with a formal review. State and city officials met with potential developers today to discuss possible efforts to rehabilitate Bangor's once lively mall. The city was recently contacted by a national developer that is involved in multiple mall construction projects across the country. Over the last decade, the Bangor Mall has seen a dramatic decline in visitation and overall economic value, and the owners of the mall, Namdar Realty Group, are currently in an ongoing legal battle with the city over varying code violations. State and city officials have been collaborating to find a way to move the mall in a more positive direction. They have now started the process of meeting with potential developers to see different plans that have already been successfully implemented in other states.
I don't want to see this property taken hostage by Namdar, because that's effectively what's happening right now. We need to find a way to redevelop it and make it work for the community again.
Senator Baldacci says the property has the potential to provide a variety of uses to the public, including retail and housing. He says while it's expected to be a long process, it's important to have these conversations now instead of watching the mall continue to decline. The coastal city of Eastport welcomed one of the largest cruise ships of the season yesterday. Our Doug Banks spoke with one local about the impact days like these have on Maine's least populous city.
On Wednesday, the Norwegian Gem cruise ship had people packed in downtown Eastport like sardines, not unlike the industry that once boomed in the coastal city.
You can tell the size of the ship because the smaller ones are able to dock at the breakwater. This one is offshore and they're tendering people in. So we've essentially doubled the size of the town for the day.
Joan Loudon has been an Eastport resident since 2018 and wears many hats for the city.
I am busier now that I'm retired than I've been when I was working.
Only stopping in Eastport for the day, Loudon says the Norwegian Gem brought 2,500 to 2,800 people into the city, but Eastport has hosted more. She says they've already had a cruise ship bringing around 4,000 people, a considerable difference to around 5 to 7 years ago, when Loudon says the city hosted only 2 to 3 cruise ships a year. But in this year alone, she says that number has grown to around 21 a year.
The good thing is it's manageable because they're not here overnight. They're generally here for 5 or 6 hours. Even if they're here longer, the passengers there's only so much to do here, so they're not here all day. To me, I think it adds an energy to the town that I find really positive.
In Eastport, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The names of 2 Addison fishermen who died earlier this year when their boat sank have been now added to the Lubec Lost Fishermen Memorial. Chester Chet Barrett and his son Aaron were moving their scallop boat when they ran into rough weather. A massive search ensued and Chet's body was later recovered, but Aaron's body remains at sea. Only the names of those actively working are engraved on the Lost Fishermen's Memorial in Lubec, but the Barrett family petitioned to have Chet and Aaron's names added. It was declined, but decisions change. A Facebook memorial page to the men says this week an engraver traveled to Lebec and added their names to the Lost Fishermen's Memorial. The Public Utilities Commission has selected 5 projects that it says will deliver cost savings to Maine ratepayers. They include 1 hydro project and 4 solar projects. The selections were the result of a request for proposals to pursue renewable energy projects that would reduce electricity costs for Maine customers with a preference for projects located on PFAS contaminated farmland. Dan Burgess, director of the Governor's Energy Office, says, quote, "We welcome these selections by the PUC, which will deliver real savings for Maine ratepayers, strengthen energy security, and create good jobs across the state. This procurement, expedited by bipartisan legislation, will result in new clean energy generation for Maine that should be able to take advantage of expiring federal tax credits and deliver affordable energy to ratepayers." The extended warm weather is slowing Maine's fall foliage. The Maine Department of Agriculture, Conservation, and Forestry released its second report of the season today. It says there is very little color change and very little leaf drop. DACF fall foliage spokesperson Gail Ross says we've been on a roller coaster ride regarding the weather. She says Maine has experienced a long stretch of summer-like conditions going into September, but things are expected to cool off this weekend. She says as days grow shorter and nights grow longer and cooler, we will see more fall color. The time now is 8:12. Coming up on Good Morning Maine, local Girl Scouts are being awarded for their summer-long project. But first, let's take another look at that forecast. Today looks partly cloudy, temperatures in the high 70s. Tonight, partly cloudy as well, but we will see areas of dense fog, temperatures in the high 50s. And tomorrow, a little bit cooler, mostly sunny, and we will see a little bit of wind as well. We'll be right back.
We can go into a room and have absolutely nothing in there, nothing on the windows, no color, no character, no tone to a room.
That's, I think, where we're strongest, is being able to help someone envision what's going to go in that window.
And we leave, it's totally transformed into something that the customer wants it to be. We've often been told we make a room look better just by leaving it.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
At Bob's, furniture heroes like Jackie from Finance keep costs low, so you can get our Consumer Reports recommended Treasure mattress,
feature-packed Athens Power sofa,
and real marble elm dining set at our everyday low prices.
Oh my Bob! When Blazing Trails, located in Lincoln, want to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Blazing Trails is Lincoln's #1 trusted dispensary, providing outstanding product and customer service to Eastern and Central Maine.
Judge Judy never misses a beat.
This is my playpen.
I get that, Your Honor.
Perfect.
Next is mental anguish.
Yours or mine? It's getting bad for you.
I don't understand why you're so upset with me.
Does this face look stupid to you? Am I doing all right?
Excellent.
That's what I like to hear.
Judge Judy.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Former CBC Director Susan Menares, who was fired after 1 month on the job, gave senators grave warnings about the future of the agency. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has more from New York.
Dr. Susan Menares shared her side of the story after getting fired just a month after officially being named CDC Director.
The only thing that changed was the demands that I compromised my integrity. I still support that we need to make our children healthier.
The CDC underwent a major shakeup under HHS Director Robert F. Kennedy Jr., with several officials fired and resigning. Along with former Chief Medical Officer Deborah Howery, Menarez shared what she is most worried about.
The next outbreak. And I don't believe that we'll be prepared.
If we continue down this path, we are not prepared, not just for pandemics, but for preventing chronic health disease, and we're going to see kids dying of vaccine-preventable diseases.
Menarez claims Kennedy and his advisors pushed back on data showing certain vaccines are safe and effective. The former director also told senators she was ordered to fire employees who didn't agree and to pre-approve vaccine recommendations from the newly appointed vaccine panel. A spokesperson for HHS was quick to respond to the hearing, writing in part, quote, Susan Menarez was tasked with restoring the CDC to its core mission after decades of bureaucratic inertia, politicized science, and mission creep eroded its purpose and squandered public trust, and she refused to do it. This week, the new Vaccine Advisory Committee will meet and is expected to make recommendations on COVID-19, hepatitis B, and chickenpox shots. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Maine Senator Susan Collins wants answers about what's happening at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. At that committee hearing yesterday, she also questioned former CDC Director Susan Menarez about the circumstances that led to her abrupt firing and the response to a recent measles outbreak. She asked Menarez what the implications for public health would be if important scientific decisions at the CDC are being made by political staff rather than career scientists.
These are very important, highly technical discussions that have life-saving implications for our children and others who need vaccines. And if you don't have the commensurate skill sets or the ability to ask the right questions, and you're willing to sign off on decisions that are not made with the best available data and evidence, it does put at risk our children. It puts at risk others who need these vaccines, and it takes us into a very dangerous place in public health.
A local Girl Scout troop spent the summer working on a project that is supporting their community and the environment. Troop 1381 is made up of 4th and 5th graders from Bangor's schools Mary Snow, Cohen, and Fruit Street. Over the past few months, they have been building a multi-purpose pollinator garden outside of the Mary Snow School. The garden will serve as an outdoor learning classroom, and the food grown will be donated to local food banks and the school's kitchen. This effort was part of a Take Action project that earned them a Bronze Award, the highest honor a Girl Scout Junior can receive.
We're getting a Bronze Award. That's a big award for Girl Scouts. And we also just wanted to help the environment.
It really just started off as a bed of dirt, and we dug it and we planted, and we had to get a bunch of donations, and it was a lot. But I truly believe that it was all worth it.
The project was possible thanks to a $500 grant from the organization Kids Gardening and donations from the community. In order to earn their award, the Girl Scouts had to each contribute 25 hours of work that included the physical labor and research. Their troop leader says they will be recognized by the Girl Scouts of Maine in the spring for their achievement. The time now is 8:19. After the break, the Waterville Goodwill hosted their annual uniform drive for Scouts. Plus, a CDC panel will meet to discuss recommended vaccines for children. All the latest as Good Morning Maine continues.
Need a driveway paved or an entire road surfaced? Give Eaton Paving and Excavation a call. Eaton Paving offers a full line of excavation packages, from new home projects to new and replacement septics and driveways. We also install new shoreland and do shoreland repairs. Our operators have more than 75 years combined experience, and we have been delivering quality, professional service for nearly 3 decades. We strive to exceed your expectations. Give us a call today at 207-348-5630 or visit us at EatonPaving.com.
Everything is so expensive these days, and being a widow makes things even tougher. I worked 4 jobs just to get by. That's why I'm so grateful for Senator Collins' new law. It restores Social Security benefits for thousands of Mainers just like me. Benefits we earned. Now I can enjoy my retirement with my grandchildren. Thank you, Senator Collins, for always delivering for Maine.
Call Senator Collins. Thank her for fighting for Maine.
Are plumbing problems giving you a headache? Look no further than Sprague's Plumbing Solutions. With more than 10 years' experience, Sprague's Plumbing Solutions has the knowledge to assist with your plumbing issues. Whether it's a service, remodel, new build, or commercial, we've got you covered. For reliable, professional plumbing services, call Sprague's Plumbing Solutions today for a free estimate. 951-1637. We're here to make your plumbing problems disappear.
Need a driveway paved or an entire road surfaced? Give Eaton Paving and Excavation a call. Eaton Paving offers a full line of excavation packages, from new home projects to new and replacement septics and driveways. We also install new shoreland and do shoreland repairs. Our operators have more than 75 years combined experience, and we have been delivering quality, professional service for nearly 3 decades. We strive to exceed your expectations. Give us a call today at 207-348-5630 or visit us at EatonPaving.com.
A uniform drive to help outfit Scouts in the Kennebec Valley area returns for its 13th year. Scout leaders set up shop in the Waterville Goodwill to collect and distribute partially used uniforms for Scouts in need. The donated uniforms are cleaned and have all patches removed, giving any aspiring Scouts a clean slate to start their Scouting journey. According to Goodwill leadership, the Waterville Goodwill collects uniforms all year for this event. Kennebec Valley Uniform Bank Coordinator Chris Bernier says the drive helps eliminate the cost of Scouting uniforms for a lot of families.
It helps kids who can't afford get their uniform, helps them feel included, especially next to families who can't afford a uniform. And we want to make sure everybody feels included in this program, because it's a great Learning for Life organization, and we want kids to be successful.
Over the years, this drive has outfitted over 2,000 Scouts with uniforms. If you weren't able to make it to Wednesday's event, another drive will be held at Winslow Parks and Rec from 6 to 8 p.m. today. Otherwise, you can contact Bernier directly through email at circleof1555@hotmail.com. He says he is happy to work with any family in the state of Maine. Treewergy's Family Orchards Corn Maze is the best in the nation for the 4th year in a row. They have been given the title by USA Today's 10 Best Readers' Choice Award. The Family Orchard in Levant decided to celebrate their 25th anniversary by making a corn maze with a whale of a tail theme. They say it draws its inspiration from Maine children's author Robert McCloskey's classic book, Burnt Down Deep Water Man. Co-owner Jonathan Kernston says the maze allows them to honor both Maine's agricultural heritage and the fishermen who are such an important part of the state's economy. Anyone who works in the commercial fishing industry will get free admission to the maze this weekend. The time is now 8:23. Let's get a full look at our weather forecast. Meteorologist Devin Biggs is in with the latest.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Quality Automotive in Brewer. Experience the Quality Automotive difference. Reliable service and expert care that you can depend on. Call us to schedule your next appointment, 922-2043. Alrighty, here we go. Let's check out the wave heights. Not looking too bad at around 2 to 3 feet according to the buoys. A little bit higher farther down toward the south at around 4 feet, and even higher south of that. But meanwhile, water temperature still remaining in a lower to middle 60s and still middle 60s according to this buoy. The red shades warmer water temperatures in those areas. On land, even a few return to what could be some rain. A lot of this virga this morning, but a few spots have been seeing some rain showers this morning, which is some good news. Any kind of rainfall would benefit us with severe drought across these sections, but that rainfall will be getting out of here later on. We could definitely use a good soaking rainfall, but we're not going to get it anytime soon. That's that area low pressure that continues to track off towards the north and east, but it will be encountering some dry air with high pressure that is not too far away. There it is right there. And this area low pressure, which is located right there, will be tracking off towards the north and east and encountering that high pressure. So that dry air will be eroding that precipitation. That dry front right there will be moving in our direction coming up rather soon. Futurecast moving forward. So we will see some sunshine and clouds mixed in today. Later on tonight, there's that dry front right there that will be approaching. So we'll start off with clouds as we head towards your Friday, and then a lot of sunshine throughout Friday afternoon and clear skies coming up as we head towards Friday night into parts of Saturday morning. There is that severe drought we're under right now, and it gets less bad further off towards the north. A new drought monitor will be released later on today, and I'm not expecting good news from that. I actually expect it to get worse. Upper 70s today, partly cloudy, and that south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, partly cloudy, areas of dense fog with lows in the upper 50s and that northwest wind at about 5 miles per hour. For tomorrow, we have lower 70s, mostly sunny and windy with that northwest wind gusting up to about 30 miles per hour. And let's check out your extended forecast brought to you by Quality Automotive, showing a mostly sunny sky Saturday with highs in the mid 60s, and then upper 60s for your Sunday under a mostly sunny sky, and then partly cloudy for your Monday with highs in the low 70s.
Autumn of Life Home Care is a great place to work. The team here provided me with all the opportunities and experience necessary to grow within the company, all while working around my busy college schedule. They provided all the necessary licensing and training. It truly was the job that kickstarted my career.
Autumn of Life Home Care is a licensed agency with personal support specialists.
Let our compassionate, reliable, considerate caregivers make your life a little easier by providing assistance for you or your loved one.
Autumn of Life Home Care. We focus on you.
Fall into savings at the Furniture Gallery. Curl up with a leather reclining sofa for just $8.98. Hosting for the holidays, save up to 20% on dining furniture. Get the guest room ready with 10% off bedroom furniture and sofa sleepers from $6.25. Fall in love with your home this season with the help of the Furniture Gallery. Don't miss out on 18-month special financing on Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster mattresses. Support our main family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, and North Windham.
Democrats have a three-part plan for 2026. Win control of Congress, stop Trump's momentum, and completely erase his agenda. If Republicans don't hold the majority, President Trump's historic achievements are at risk. Extending the premium tax credits working families use to pay for health care is how Republicans deliver on the promises that gave them the majority and protect Trump. Senator Collins, protect our premium tax credits and we'll protect the majority and the MAGA agenda.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
We have a unique view this morning from the front lines of the war in Gaza. Tens of thousands have died, others are trying to survive, living in tents, dodging bombs. One American doctor, who's no stranger to war zones, claims this is on a whole new scale. ABC's Perry Russum has the details.
An American doctor is giving us an inside look at the crisis in Gaza right now.
I would predict that things are going to get much, much worse here.
Dr. Michael Falk, a New York trauma specialist with the charity Med Global, is working at a hospital in southern Gaza. He says Israel's ground offensive in Gaza City, launched this week to target Hamas militants, has already led to 2 mass casualty incidents at his hospital. Falk describes the so-called green zones in Gaza, which are supposed to be safe for civilians, as anything but.
One of my residents who I worked with yesterday went home last night, and his wife's family, aside from his father-in-law, were all killed in the tent beside them. And that's technically in a safe zone.
An estimated 400,000 people have fled Gaza City in recent days. The Israeli military saying it destroyed 25 high-rise buildings in one day, calling them terror towers used by Hamas. Falk has worked in war zones in Iraq and Ukraine. He says Gaza right now is worse than anything he's seen.
As soon as the winter starts to set in and the water starts running freely, you're going to see a lot more communicable diseases. If the wintertime comes in, you'll see more respiratory illnesses. And the situation is just going to get worse and worse because people are chronically malnourished.
Any ceasefire deal in exchange for the hostages still being held by Hamas seems out of reach. Adid Hoyle's son is among the hostages believed to be held somewhere in Gaza City. She worries Israel's new ground operation is putting his life in more danger.
That means that he's in more danger than he was maybe before. Save my son, end the war, and bring Alon home.
Dr. Falk says the hospital he's working at is meant to hold 300 patients, but now has more than 1,000. Perry Russom, ABC News, New York.
A CDC panel will meet to discuss vaccines currently recommended for children. It comes following criticism when Robert F. Kennedy Jr. replaced several members of the panel. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with the details.
This morning, an advisory panel at the CDC kicks off a two-day meeting where members are expected to discuss and vote on vaccines currently recommended for all children, including those for measles, mumps, rubella, chickenpox, and hepatitis B. The COVID vaccine also up for discussion. Such a meeting rarely draws attention, but Health Secretary Robert Kennedy recently replaced members of the panel, and many of the new members have questioned vaccine safety or spread misinformation about vaccines. Yesterday, former CDC Director Susan Menares told a Senate committee that Kennedy fired her after less than a month on the job because she refused to pre-approve new vaccine recommendations without evidence.
And he said and elaborated on this for some period of time that there is no data and evidence, there is no science, and that I needed to commit to signing off on each and every one of those recommendations. And if I could not commit to that, I needed to resign.
To be clear, he said there was not science or data, but that you still expected you to change the schedule.
Correct.
Health Department officials say her testimony contained factual inaccuracies and left out important details and accused Menares of acting maliciously to undermine the president's agenda. Following the testimony, Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, who's also a doctor, shared this warning for parents.
If the vaccine advisory panel makes recommendations to change the childhood vaccine schedule, should the American people have confidence in that decision?
No.
Democrats also voicing concern.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. must resign. We have to turn him into a healthcare pariah in order to make him a detriment to the Trump administration. And I think that's the only way, ultimately, that we're going to save the lives of children and adults in our country.
Several major medical groups warn any recommendations shifting vaccine schedules or eligibility could spark more confusion, trigger shortages, and potentially cost lives, pointing to a measles outbreak this year that killed 2 children. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Video captures Jimmy Kimmel leaving the theater where his late-night show airs following his suspension. ABC said it was suspending Jimmy Kimmel Live on Wednesday following comments by Kimmel on conservative activist Charlie Kirk's assassination during a previous monologue. Protesters against the network's decision also assembled on the sidewalk outside of the theater. Jimmy Kimmel Live has been running on ABC since 2003. Coming up on the second half of the newscast, the Fall Maine Maple Fest is just weeks away. This and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Fires, floods, burst pipes. Disasters happen, but the mess they leave behind doesn't have to last. For 40 years, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration has been there to help Mainers get back to the closest to normal as they can. When your property is at its worst, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is at their best, and they have been for 4 decades. Put your trust in the Bouchard team. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest.
Black Bear Nation, it's football season. Join us for all the excitement of game day in Orono. For tickets to all Black Bear games, visit goblackbears.com/tickets or call 581-2327. Go Blue!
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Today is Thursday, September 18th, 2025. It's also National Cheeseburger Day. We can thank 16-year-old Lionel Sternberger for this iconic meal. He's credited with being the first to add a slice of American cheese to burgers while working at his father's sandwich shop in Pasadena, California in the 1920s. In fact, 66% of all Americans suggest American cheese is best on a burger. Cheddar comes in a close second, with Swiss and provolone trailing behind. All right, it's time for some history. On this day in history, in 1793, President George Washington laid the cornerstone to the U.S. Capitol. Congress later held its first meeting in the main section of the building in 1800. But of course, the building was later burned by the British in 1814, which led to major reconstruction and expansion through the 19th century. In 1837, Tiffany & Company got its start in Connecticut. It began by selling stationery and fancy goods, but would later focus on high-end jewelry. In 1851, the first edition of the New York Times was published, and in 1970, rock star Jimi Hendrix died in London at the age of 27. Just a year later, in 1971, newspaper heiress Patricia Hearst was captured by the FBI in San Diego. She had been kidnapped by a revolutionary group and joined them in a bank robbery. The case became infamous for Hearst's transformation from a victim to an accomplice, with the defense later arguing she had been brainwashed. And in 2024, after nearly 80 years of business, the Tupperware company filed for bankruptcy, which is super surprising because I feel like everyone uses Tupperware. For birthdays today, they include actor Jason Sudeikis, who is turning 50, singer Frankie Avalon turns 85 today, and actress Jada Pinkett Smith turns 54. Very talented group right there. Happy birthday to them, and happy birthday to you as well if your birthday is today. Now let's turn things over to meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Quality Automotive and Brewer. Experience the Quality Automotive difference. Reliable service and expert care that you can depend on. Call us to schedule your next appointment, 922-2043. Alrighty, let's get into things this morning. Some returns on the radar of what looks like some rain. A lot of this hasn't been reaching the ground, but a few reports of some that has, which overall is some good news. We definitely could use any kind of rainfall that we can get, with a lot of us in severe drought. So, of course, any rainfall that can reach the ground definitely would be some good news. A new drought monitor will be coming out later on today. So let's zoom things out. This is courtesy of this system right here that is tracking off towards the north and east, and it will continue to do so today before high pressure continues to regain some control, and another front will be approaching later on. And overall, that will be a dry front that will be approaching. So futurecasts, again, most of the moisture will stay away. We'll have more sunshine coming up. There is that dry front that will be approaching later on tonight and the parts of Friday morning. So your hourly forecast moving forward, once we get any rainfall potential out of here, we will be mostly cloudy with temperatures warming into the 70s later on. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Still to come here this morning, Jack Webb with sports and our Pet of the Week segment. Don't go away.
U.S. Cellular makes it easy to switch. Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
We don't even have to trade in our teeth?
Nope.
I almost lost this one.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
I got hurt by a big truck. Why did I call the twos? Because life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money, and I'll fight to get it for you. We got a client who broke multiple bones in a commercial vehicle accident, $700,000. Another client had a brain injury, and we got them $1.15 million.
If you get hurt by a big truck, call the Twos.
We win for you.
Hurt by a big truck? Call the Twos. We win for you.
Hank's Husqvarna is your trusted full-line Husqvarna dealer, offering you everything you need for your outdoor projects. From high-performance lawn tractors and zero-turn mowers to chainsaws, trimmers, battery-powered and powerful snow blowers, we have just what you need. Every piece of equipment is fully set up, serviced, and ready for use by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or new equipment sales, make your way to Hank's Husqvarna in Carmel or Newport.
You know Matt pretty well. Did he give you any advice?
He said that I should use 26 words or more.
When every word counts.
Trash panda.
Raccoon.
Yeah, hand me a trash panda. That was gangster.
It pays to choose wisely.
Wed, Thurs.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You just won it!
25 words or less every weekday.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Right now, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in.
Are we having the wool pulled over our eyes here?
Nope. And you get the latest phones.
High five.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Texas Tech takes on Utah. It's Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Welcome back in, folks. Thank you for staying with us. We are less than a month away from UMaine hockey as they open their season with Holy Cross on October 10th at the Alpha. And yes, you heard that right. Hockey season is right around the corner, and the Hockey East has just released their preseason poll. The defending Hockey East champs have been tabbed 4th in that preseason coaches poll. They did receive 1 first-place vote, but Boston University received 7 as they sit atop the preseason poll, followed by Providence receiving 3 votes, then UConn to round out the top 3. Boston College comes in under Maine. Just can't remember the last time that happened. And the University of New Hampshire taking care of business right down there in the basement at number 10. Now, some really exciting news for Maine hockey fans. Ahead of their opening night game against Holy Cross on October 10th, Maine Athletics is hosting a fan fest with live music from local country band 12OC, and the Chiclet University crew from Barstool Sports will be in attendance, headed up by Spit and Chiclet's podcast producer Mike Grinnell, as they make the long overdue trip to put Alfond Arena in the newly renovated Sean Walsh Center under the national spotlight. In Orono, the New England Patriots are feeling good after picking up their first win of the season against the Dolphins. Next, it'll be Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers who will invade Gillette Stadium Sunday afternoon. The Pats are now 1-1 after Sunday's big road win over Miami. Quarterback Drake May had one of his best days since being drafted. May was 19-23 for 230 yards with 2 passing touchdowns while also running one in. He had 0 turnovers, looked very calm, cool, and confident. Head coach Mike Vrabel says his 23-year-old QB is quickly coming of age.
Ball went where it was supposed to go. He was decisive. I thought he did a great job of transferring into the pocket, up into the pocket, setting his depth, and then transferring up, being really good with the football. When you don't do that, those turn into sacks, hurries, throwaways, strip sacks, and when you can climb the pocket and remain a thrower and keep your eyes downfield, that's when you can hit some plays.
Another test for the Pats on Sunday against the Steelers. Star cornerback Christian Gonzalez practiced for the first time in over a month and a half on Wednesday. Pats hoping to get him back for Sunday. We'll swing it back to Bangor now for some high school field hockey. The Camden Hills Windjammers made the trip up to take on the Bangor Rams at Cameron Stadium. In the opening corner, the Windjammers with possession. Sophomore Carly Fitzpatrick is going to shoot, and it's denied by Kaya Smith. With the foot save, Rams keep it scoreless going into the second. This time it's Smith again, making not 1 but 2 saves as the Rams would clear it out of the zone and stay alive. But a few minutes later, a Windjammer shot turns into an even better pass as it finds Brooklyn Rollins right in front of the net for the easy tap-in 1-0 Camden. On the next possession, the Windjammers receive a corner opportunity, and the pass from Fitzpatrick is tapped in by Alana Smith to put Camden up 2 in the closing minutes of the third quarter. Allison Sylvester gets in on the action, scoring in from long range, finds the back of the net. Windjammers go on to win 4-0. We're going to take a look at some other scores from around the area. In girls soccer, Dexter with the 4-0 win over Penobscot Christian. Field hockey, Mountain Blue just edging out Brewer 1-0. In boys soccer, Dexter picking up a 4-0 win over Southern Aristic. Then in boys soccer, MDI picking up a 2-0 win over Herman. That is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Purple Coat Bangor is open and ready for business. Jump into the best products, pricing, and customer service in town. Join a growing community with monthly events, art and music nights, daily specials, and plenty of good vibes. Located at 431 Audlin Road, right off of 395. Stop by and check us out today.
Great, right?
I love it.
Get that Wi-Fi going.
Light the fire.
You got it?
Go.
All right.
You can go fast.
Let's go down.
Our house is a very, very, very fine house. Now everything is easy 'cause of you. La, la.
It's Spectrum fiber-powered internet, the most reliable internet you can count on. It's only everything.
Protect your vehicle from rusting away with Bell's Automotive Protection. We are the leader in mobile undercoating and rust-proofing in Maine. We'll travel right to your driveway using the best and safest products on the market. This is much safer than rubberized coatings that can cause damage later on. We spray all types of vehicles, including commercial fleets. We all know vehicles aren't cheap anymore. Don't let the harsh winter chemicals eat them away. Call us or visit our page for a free quote. 207-659-3805.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage, doing business the right way every day.
Purple Coat Bangor is open and ready for business. Jump into the best products, pricing, and customer service in town. Join a growing community with monthly events, art and music nights, daily specials, and plenty of good vibes. Located at 431 Audlin Road, right off of 395. Stop by and check us out today.
Pet of the Week is brought to you by Women First with Child.
I'm here with Catherine Ravenscraft from the Bangor Humane Society. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Who is this?
This is Ellie. She's kind of hard to see, isn't she? Because her color is so dark.
Blends right
but
into the background.
There you go. You're going to show us? This is Ellie. Ellie came to us as a stray. She hasn't been with us for too terribly long. We have aged her at around 3. It's hard to know for sure. She could be a little younger. She could be a little older. We use the teeth as a measure. She is... she's very remarkable in that she is super friendly.
Yes.
She has some manners, exactly. She's very energetic and enthusiastic. But in terms of like issues, she's unremarkable.
Oh,
you know?
That's
yeah,
great.
She's just seems to be a pretty easy dog. As I was telling you before we started, her behavior in the kennel can be a little confusing, I think, for people who walk through the kennel because she does bark and she sort of smiles, which looks
maybe a little menacing.
It does, but this is not a menacing dog in any way, shape, or form. We're saying at this point, because she did come in as a stray and we don't have any history on her, we don't know how she does with other dogs or cats or kids, but so far she has not. You haven't met any strangers, have you? Only friends.
Only friends.
Exactly.
And you said before we started that she was found where?
She was found in downtown Bangor. Yeah. She You know, we're increasingly seeing what we believe is people who have sort of reached the end of their rope in terms of resources. Obviously, the world is really hard right now, and that impacts animal welfare as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And so her owners may have contacted the shelter to see whether they could surrender her. We see that a lot, and we've had to turn a lot of people away just because we are so full. And you know, we are a no-kill shelter. We're not clearing for time or space, so unfortunately it means we have to turn people away. So they may have tried to do the right thing and just run out of choices.
And too, around here as well, we've done stories on veterinary clinics too, and some of them having to expand, and that goes hand in hand with animal welfare as well.
Yeah,
and I know that you guys have your Paws on Parade coming up very soon as well. Can you tell me a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, so it is our biggest fundraiser of the year. We have been really fortunate to have a great response for over 32 years. So this is the 32nd annual Paws on Parade. I know it's older than most of our staff at this point. And it's just the community's biggest, most exciting dog walk, basically. We invite folks to register, and of course all proceeds go to help the animals at the shelter. This year we're going to be back on the Bangor waterfront for the first time since before the pandemic, so that's really exciting. Yeah.
There you go.
We've got over 20 vendors lined up. They'll be there. We've got food trucks. And obviously, dogs are welcome. Cats are welcome too. Whatever you've got that would be good in a crowd like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll walk down by the waterfront and up along Main Street and just give animal welfare some visibility for the day.
I'm sure a lot of people come out too just to kind of line the streets and watch as well. You know.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
this
I
year.
think that would be pretty fun
I think
too,
it would be too.
to cheer on all the animals.
Yeah.
Is there a place where people can actually donate for this if they don't want to participate or don't have an animal to bring? Or...
Absolutely. Yeah, you can go to bangorhumane.org and you can click on Paws on Parade, which is up in the corner. It'll take you right to the registration site. You can donate, you can register, whatever you want to do to help.
Yeah, that's awesome. And will Ellie be in the parade?
If she has not been adopted, then she will definitely be there to showcase. But if she's gone, that'll be up to the owner. So we'll see what happens.
Well, Catherine, thank you so much for bringing Ellie in today.
Thank you.
We're going to turn things over to Devin Biggs for our forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Quality Automotive in Brewer. Experience the Quality Automotive difference. Reliable service and expert care that you can depend on. Call us to schedule your next appointment, 922-2043. Alrighty, here we go. Let's check out the wave heights. Not looking too bad at around 2 to 3 feet according to the buoys. A little bit higher farther down toward the south at around 4 feet, and even higher south of that. But meanwhile, water temperature still remaining in a lower to middle 60s and still middle 60s according to this buoy. The red shades warmer water temperatures in those areas. On land, even a few return to what could be some rain. A lot of this virga this morning, but a few spots have been seeing some rain showers this morning, which is some good news. Any kind of rainfall would benefit us with severe drought across these sections, but that rainfall will be getting out of here later on. We could definitely use a good soaking rainfall, but we're not going to get it anytime soon. That's that area low pressure that continues to track off towards the north and east, but it will be encountering some dry air with high pressure that is not too far away. There it is right there. And this area low pressure, which is located right there, will be tracking off towards the north and east and encountering that high pressure. So that dry air will be eroding that precipitation. That dry front right there will be moving in our direction coming up rather soon. Futurecast moving forward. So we will see some sunshine and clouds mixed in today. Later on tonight, there's that dry front right there that will be approaching. So we'll start off with clouds clouds as we head towards your Friday, and then a lot of sunshine throughout Friday afternoon and clear skies coming up as we head towards Friday night into parts of Saturday morning. There is that severe drought we're under right now, and it gets less bad further off towards the north. A new drought monitor will be released later on today, and I'm not expecting good news from that. I actually expect it to get worse. Upper 70s today, partly cloudy, and that south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, partly cloudy, areas of dense fog with lows in the upper 50s and that northwest wind at about 5 miles per hour. For tomorrow, we have lower 70s, mostly sunny and windy with that northwest wind gusting up to about 30 miles per hour. And let's check out your extended forecast brought to you by Quality Automotive, showing a mostly sunny sky Saturday with highs in the mid-60s, and then upper 60s for your Sunday under a mostly sunny sky, and then partly cloudy for your Monday with highs in the low 70s.
Hi, I'm Tony Hafford from TC Hafford Basement Systems, the all things basement-y company. Basement waterproofing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. Since 1991, over 15,000 Maine homeowners have trusted TC Hafford Basement Systems to fix their basements. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basement-y.
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks, like the rugged Colorado, the highly capable Silverado 1500, the powerful Silverado HD, and the uncompromising Silverado EV. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard.
Well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% APR for 72 months when you finance with GM Financial. Or current qualified lessees can get this Silverado pickup for around $399 a month.
Building a new home or garage or expanding your current living space, the Home Planning Center specialists at Hammond Lumber Company are here to help. Bring them your ideas and explore Hammond's digital library of stock drawings for more inspiration. Hammond's drafting department will provide a customized floor plan. Once you approve the design, you'll receive detailed plans and a complete materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund all your design fees. To get started, bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Robo-taxis are on their way to Music City. Waymo says it's sending robo-taxis to Nashville, Tennessee. The driverless taxi company says rides in Nashville will be available directly through the company's app, with plans to add services through rideshare service Lyft later next year. Waymo says it also plans to expand to more cities in the coming years. Experts expect the price of footwear to rise as a result of tariff concerns. The Footwear Distributors and Retailers of America says companies may begin to pass along the cost of tariffs as much as 50% or more over to consumers after burning through inventory that was rushed in before import costs increased. The association expects its member companies to pay up to $2 billion more this year in tariffs. The Labor Department reports overall footwear prices increased at 1.4% annually, while women's footwear specifically spiked by 2.8%. For all you maple lovers out there, get ready. The Maine Maple Producers Association has announced the 6th annual Maine Maple Fall Fest is just weeks away. The association says the statewide festival will happen October 11th and 12th. Sugar houses across the state will be open to the public, offering maple treats and maple syrup with an autumn-related theme. The Fall Festival began in 2020 as a way for producers to open sugar houses to the public, but still keep crowd sizes small since the COVID-19 pandemic was going on at the time. It's now a beloved annual event that complements the 42-year tradition of Maine Maple Sunday, which takes place at the height of maple season on the 4th Sunday in March. Visit MaineMapleProducers.com for a list of participating sugar houses, as well as an interactive map that provides information about activities and hours when the sugar houses will be open. Thank you all for joining us. That'll be it for this morning. You can stay tuned for our noon show that will be on ABC 7. Have a great day, everyone.